All right, I have 6 questions for everyone today, all from maybe the August test, maybe not the August test. There's reasons I can't say, but try these out. I'm going to show you how to do each one of these one by one, and I'll prepare you for the future tests. And if you took the August test, it might show you how to do ones that you maybe got right or got wrong. Again, I'm not going to say if they are or not from the August test for reasons. Let's try this one out here. For the following equation, 4n plus 4 equals 12n minus a, n plus 4. The sum of the solutions is equal to 49 over 3. What is the value of a? So the sum of the solutions is equal to this. We can see, because there's going to be n squared, if we follow this out, there'll be 2 solutions. So let's find one solution. They both have n plus 4, so they can both be n equals negative 4, because if you have negative 4, you'll get 0 on both sides. So you're going to do, let's find what the other solution could be by doing negative 4 plus, let's call it x, equals 49 over 3. X will equal 61 over 3. Now let's find what a is in terms of n to find what a is in terms of a solution. So we'll do 4n plus 4 equals 12 n minus a, n plus 4, and I'm going to cancel out the n plus 4's. They're on each side, so we get 4 equals 12 n minus 12a. So 12a is going to equal 12n minus 4 when you subtract the 12n and divide by negative 1. So a equals n minus a third. And now let's plug in that solution of 61 over 3. So a equals 61 over 3 minus 1/3. And you will get here 60 over 3, which equals 20. Okay, so that's nice and clean. You have to keep in mind that there'll be 2 solutions because this is a quadratic, at most 2 solutions. And that one of the solutions we find by doing n equals negative 4. You find the other solution, plug that in here to see when that would work, and you'll be golden. Okay, so if you have questions on this, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. And now we'll try another one together. Alright, so we have another one here. If the following equation has no solution, what can not be the value of n plus m? So we have mx plus 3n equals negative 4x plus 9m. So if there's no solution, that would mean the x's line up, but this part doesn't line up. So it'd be parallel, but have different y-intercepts. So what we're going to do is we're going to find when they have infinite solutions, and then see when it cannot be the same. So m is going to equal negative 4, because that would give us the same thing here. So now we can plug in negative 4 on this side and this side. So we'll get negative 4 x plus 3n equals negative 4x plus negative 36. So then the negative 4x's cancel, and we're left with 3n equals negative 36. So then n has to equal negative 12. The sum would then be negative 4 plus negative 12, and that will give us negative 16. N plus m cannot equal negative 16. So let me know if you have questions on that one. I'll be happy to help you with that as well. But this one should be pretty straightforward. It's just quizzing you on whether you understand the concept of no solutions. And you know that it's parallel because they tell us it has no solutions. That's why we know m has to be negative 4. And from there, we have to find n. Okay? Let's try the next one together. Okay, this one's a classic proportion question. An ice cube has 91.67% of its volume submerged under water and glass. If the volume of the submerged ice is 12.58 centimeters cubed, what is the volume of the exposed part of the ice cube rounded to the nearest thousandth? So let's find the exposed part by doing 100 minus 91.67, and that's going to equal 8.33. So we'll do 8.33 over 91.67 equals x over 12.58. Classic proportion. We'll cross multiply and we'll get 91.67 x equals 8.33 times 12.58. Let's do that together in Desmos. So we'll do 8.33 times 12.58 divided by 91.67. And as you can see, it'll be 1.1431. So x equals 1.143 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that one's pretty straightforward. I think the thing that throws people off is they'll do 91.67 over 100 and find the whole ice cube, or they'll do 8.33 over 100 and find a number smaller than this. But this is the way you want to do it, a classic percentage question with proportions. So let's try the next one together. A store begins by selling a shirt for $120. Each shirt after the first is sold for $1.50 less than the previous shirt. If the total revenue the store makes from selling the shirt is $2,925, how many shirts does the store sell? How many shirts did the store sell? So this is about summation equation. So the summation equation, when you have equal distribution, is n, which is the number of items or number of things, divided by 2 times the value of the first thing, a1 plus an. So here n is going to be what we're looking for, and we do this because it's arithmetically evenly spaced. If it wasn't, this equation doesn't work. The first one is 120. The last one we don't know, and it's going to be all over 2 equals 2,925. So when we multiply by 2, we're going to get 5,850 equals n times 120. This value is going to be 120 minus 1.5 n, because for every n we lose $1.50. So now when we add the inside, we're going to get n parentheses 240 minus 1.5 n, and then we're going to get 5,850 equals 240 n minus 1.5 n squared. So we'll have as our equation 1.5 n squared minus 240 n plus 5,850. And you can do quadratic, you can try to factor, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into Desmos, graph, and see what the positive solution is. I'm guessing there's only going to be one positive solution. Okay, so when I do it, I'm going to do 1.5x squared minus 240x plus 5,850. And what that gets me here is 30, okay, so that makes sense, and 130. Now 30 works because that would give us, $45 discount. The last one cost $75. This wouldn't be negative dollar shirts, so it's like when it's coming back around, but that's not the one we want. We only want to do 30. So the answer for this one will be 30. On a lot of these real world ones, only one of the solutions works, and that makes our life a lot easier. So n equals 30. After 30 shirts, they make $2,925. Okay, so now let's try the next one and see what we got. The height of a cone is 24 inches. The slant height is 25 inches. What is the volume of the cone in cubic inches rounded to the nearest whole number? So if you imagine a cone, right? I'm not a great drawer, but it's like this. So the height is here, and the slant height is this part here. So with the radius, it's going to make a right triangle. So we'd have something like this. R. Then we're going to have S, and let's call this H. So H here is 24. This is 25. We can do Pythagorean theorem to find R, and then we can find the volume. So we'll do 24 squared plus R squared equals 25 squared. So we'll get 576 plus R squared equals 625. When we subtract, we will get R squared equals 49. That's a nice clean number. R equals 7. And now what's the formula for area of a cone, or volume of a cone? It's 1/3 pi r squared times height. And that's the perpendicular height. So we'll do 1/3 pi, r is going to be 7, squared times the height will be 24, and that will get us 1,231.5, so will equal 1,232 when we round up. Okay, so again, you want to be careful on this one, but you want to think about triangles. A lot of times triangles come up in all sorts of math questions, geometry questions, because they're used to find missing side lengths. Here we were missing the radius. So now let's try one more, and we'll be done. A circle has its center at 8, -3. A line is tangent to the circle at 12, 0. What is the slope of the line? So we have to find not the distance between these, but the slope made by these two. And then the slope of the tangent line is perpendicular, because when you have tangent lines to circles, they have perpendicular slopes, so it'll be the negative reciprocal. So we'll do 0 minus -3 over 12 minus 8 equals 3 over 4. So the slope of the line would be the inverse of that, and it'll be -4 over 3. Okay, and this one, again, the math itself is pretty easy once you know the rule. A lot of these you just have to know one rule, and you can go smoothly from there. So let me know if you have questions on any of these. I'd be happy to help you out. And I'm going to be doing more questions to help people prepare for the September test and October test. So come back for more. And be sure to like and subscribe. I hope it's sunny wherever you are. It's been nice in New York. And if it's raining, though, I hope it's cleaning your windows and watering your plants. Bye.